Okay, you're good.
All right, thank you very much, Administrator Cannell. Calling to order and welcoming you all to the Village of Williamsville Village Board meeting for July 14th, 2025, beginning at 7:29 p.m. I'd like to welcome Stephen Meyer, our new trustee, and I'd like to ask that he start our meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Meyer. Administrator Cannell, roll call, please.
Mayor Hunt,
Here.
Trustee Celeste,
Here.
Trustee Hahn,
Here.
Trustee Jackson, Trustee Meyer.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Make a motion for the approval of the minutes from the June 30th, 2025 meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we file rules of procedure for our meetings. We have no proclamations this evening. We have no public hearings this evening. We'll move to the village board, reports and resolutions. Reports tonight, start with the good. The Old Home Days is setting up, as everybody can see on the island. And the Jolly Boys, in working collaboratively with the village, implemented a very strong safety plan for this year's event. So I would like to commend them on that and thank them for that. It will be, I'm sure, very heavily attended as the weather looks good. And we do have the opening parade tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. along Main Street. The bad sewers. Just got to give a quick report on sewers because we haven't really talked much about this except at work sessions. And we are moving forward with 3 phases of sewer rehabilitation. And this was unfortunately not taken care of in 2019 when there was a bond resolution that was passed by that then board, by then Mayor Delano. And the incoming board on June 24th, 2019 was directed to pursue a bond, not to exceed $6,450,000. And that bond was going to help pay for the sewer project, of which we had $1.7 million in WIAA grant money that we were also putting towards that. So do quick math, you're about $8 million in 2019. This was not done. The then village administrator did not publish it. The incoming board did not follow through with it. And I call it kick the can. And it got kicked down to this board. And so a couple years ago, we did dive into it again, start looking at numbers, had the engineering firm start giving us updates and what we would need to do. And now we are at $20 million for this project, all because it didn't get done. So with that being said, we're doing it in phases, and we are attempting to procure grant monies for it through WQIP, through the federal arm of sewer grants and infrastructure grants. So when this does start to move along as a project, and when we do have to borrow or bond, we just don't want village residents to be surprised by it. It's natural, I know, for costs to increase, but if it had been done then, we would have saved a whole lot of money for our taxpayers in the village. So it's unfortunate, but this is where it's landed. We have to do it. because our infrastructure is failing. So we don't have much of a choice. So we're going to try to do as much as we can to secure funding and move forward with the project. And anything as DPW?
No, I'd say you summed that up pretty good.
Thank you.
We're in dire need of repair. It's only getting more expensive.
Yes, yes, it is. So we'll be, as I say, moving on with that, and not one to surprise people with anything. Now we have a couple topics of public interest. Music on Main. It's vibrant, to say the least. We get weekly updates from WBA, from our liaison with Amherst Police, and from residents. So there has been a lot going on. We address it as it comes along. We are already looking at possible changes for next year due to some of the activities that we've seen. And Amherst Police Department, Captain Persons has requested that we ask our restaurant and bar owners to verify identifications because there is some underage drinking happening that evening. So we have put that information out for everybody. As I say, we're working collaboratively again with WBA and the business owners. And another topic of public interest, and probably the reason most of you are sitting here tonight, Glen Park Art Festival. Okay, I do not surprise people, as I already stated. I don't like to surprise people. Okay, I've received a few emails, a few phone calls, voicemails, that all of a sudden you're being asked for a $75 mayor's permit fee. It's not all of a sudden. This conversation started in December of 2023 when we asked for it, because per the village code, section 73-4-5, these activities require a permit from the mayor, a mayor's permit. It was here long before I was here and called a mayor's permit long before I was a mayor. And it is required, and we talked and spoke with the organizers. Glen Park Art Festival has nothing to do with the village. Separate organization. We have nothing to do. We don't see any revenue at all from Glen Park Art Festival. So it's not us. Okay. We started this conversation, as I said, in 2023, because my first year as mayor, when I came in, I said we need to get permit fees from everybody. It's not fair that the vendors that come in to Juneteenth, which we just had, don't pay it. They did pay it. They paid a fee. They paid a mayor's permit fee to sell goods. When we have the Muslim parade or the Chai parade or any event where people are selling goods, sidewalk sale, et cetera, there's a mayor's permit fee associated with that. In 2023, December 2023, the director of the organization came to this board and said, everything already went out. We can't do that this year. So, okay, well, I'll give you a reprieve. I'm not gonna push it down anybody's throat. It's not what we do. I don't like surprises. I don't like to surprise people. November, December of 2024, several emails went out, reminder emails to Jordan and to Gina, that this was what was going to be the process this year. This was going to be implemented this year. This is required by our code. These things are in place. Our code is in place. Our fees are in place to benefit all of our residents that live in the village. Okay. They don't benefit just one thing or just one person or just one group. It goes to the general fund. And then last year we had real paint on the street. Rough estimate to get it off, 4 grand, something like that. Where were we gonna get that? Okay, it sat there, and I received phone calls on that as well, until December, when it finally wore off and solved. So this is not a new request. As a matter of fact, it was on, I know everybody who's in the festival received or went to the event information page to get their application. It is under rules and regs. This year, the Village of Williamsville has mandated that every booth artist who will be participating at the art festival must submit a mayor's permit found at this link. Please select sidewalk sale as the permit type. Any questions regarding this, please contact the Village of Williamsville. This was out in, when did it go out? During December? January? January. Okay. If you were chosen by April 30th as a vendor. So this isn't new. This isn't sudden. This isn't a money grab by the village. This was discussed. This was emailed back and forth. Okay, this wasn't something out of the blue, as it seems to have been perceived. And I don't understand why it's being perceived that way. Perhaps it would have been more eye-catching if in that quote on the event page, it would have said that there will be an associated fee of $75 with this mayor's permit. Maybe that would have clarified it for people and been more transparent and maybe caught your eye as an additional cost to this event. Okay. It's unfortunate, but we have no control over the Independent Glen Park Art Festival Committee. Okay. We don't sponsor this. As I said before, we have nothing to do with this. So I do appreciate all of you sitting here. I do appreciate the emails, the phone calls, and your concerns. But this is not new. And this is not something that we have done in a negative light. We have done this because it is required by our code. Part of what we do is enforce our code and follow our code in the village. Okay. Move on to resolutions. Approval of payroll and vouchers. Make a motion that it be resolved that the following budget transfers are hereby made in the general fund for the 2025-2026 fiscal year as written.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion number 2, make a motion that it be resolved that payroll and vouchers in the amount of $453,236.25, covering the period from 6/16/2025 through 6/29/2025 are hereby approved as follows, as written.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Make a motion, whereas the Justice Court Assistance Program, JCAP, has been invaluable to its aid to our local courts, and whereas the Williamsville Village Court wishes to apply for the JCAP for improvements to the court offices and in the courtroom, and whereas the Village Board of Trustees fully supports this application, under which a match is not required, be it resolved that the Board of the Village of Williamsville authorizes the Williamsville Village Court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 2025-2026 grant cycle up to $30,000.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Deputy Mayor Celeste.
Thank you, Mayor. Touching briefly on reports, Parks and Recreation this summer is working on their summer sports program, which would be primarily in the South Lawn Park area. And I just want to make a plug for the Parks and Recreation Committee that we are seeking volunteers. We have a lot of residents that volunteer on many, many committees. And the Parks and Recreation Committee has kind of lost some of their folks. Of course, you know, their children grow up. So we're in that position right now, and I urge anyone that is interested to please get in contact with us here at the village. Traffic and safety is off this month, but we have been working diligently on a program to mitigate traffic throughout village streets, as many people know. We are close to implementing some of the actions that we've agreed upon to get a feel for how they will have an impact on these neighborhoods. But again, our goal is to slow down traffic, have people pay attention and obey signs, primarily stop signs, which in some corners and streets, that doesn't happen very well. And we recognize that. Our meeting house, again, being that there's many people in the room, I'll plug the meeting house. The meeting house has been being used for many more events than have ever been done in the past. It's used for weddings, it's used for religious functions, it's used for arts and culture, it's used for theater. So check out the meeting house, and also it's your meeting house, so you're welcome to use it. And that's all I have on reports. I do have one resolution to approve, put out for approval. I'd like to read that. I'd like to make a motion that be it resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to approve the contract with Ochino Corporation for paving the following streets: California, Milton to number 187, Hirschfield, Oak Grove to Worley, and Chalmers, which will be a full depth replacement. So for those of you on Chalmers, an estimated cost of $371,962.45 to be paid from New York State CHIPS, Pave New York, EWR, and POPs funding assistant revenue lines. Do I have a
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Celeste. Trustee Hahn?
I would like to, for the beautification committee, we have a few of the volunteers here tonight. And I wanted to publicly thank them for their efforts. Debbie Haves, Monica Celeste, Melissa Warner, and our kind of super volunteer is not part of the beautification committee, but has made some great contributions to the gardens. Mr. Kreider, thank you very much. And I thought the lending library at Garrison Park came out very nice. Thank you. And also for your efforts with the benches and things on those lines. So the gardens are in very good shape right now and really look spectacular. WBA, you've covered most of it as far as the music on Main goes. I have been making a habit of walking and talking to the security folks towards the end of the evening. We had a quieter night last night, or last week, Chief, right? Yeah. 3rd of July got a little, night before a holiday, it was a little out of hand. But the litter is being picked up, and I'd also like to commend the WBA, the business owners, for continued improvement on the front of their buildings in the right way. That concludes my reports.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Hahn. Trustee Jackson?
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to point out that we do not have Arts, Culture, and Diversity meeting in August, so we can take that off the calendar. I have one announcement, which we talked about at the last meeting. So in celebration of the 175th birthday of incorporation of the Village of Williamsville, Explore Buffalo is offering a free walking tour in the Village of Williamsville on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025 at 6 o'clock. They're meeting at the bridge at the entrance to Island Park. The tour is limited to 30 people, and you can make your reservation at Explore at explorebuffalo.org. So they're going to be walking around the village, and they're going to be holding more of these events in the village, specifically doing these walking tours. And they're going to go down through Glen Park and around and just explain like the whole escarpment and history here. So it sounded really interesting. So I have information up here if anyone wants to see that after the meeting. I'm looking forward to the Glen Park Art Festival. I mean, I know you're all here for it. I've attended it for years. I know that this can be worked out at some point somehow with some communication. So I don't know what else to say on that. I also have no other reports, so that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Jackson. Trustee Meyer.
Thank you, Mayor. As the newest member of this board, I just want to say a tremendous thank you to this community for entrusting me with this role. I'm really excited to be working on behalf of this community and working to strengthen this great community of Williamsville. With that being said, my liaison appointments to committees will be for the Environmental Advisory Committee, the Historic Preservation Committee, the Zoning Board of Appeals, and I'll be a co-liaison to the Glen Park Joint Board. So for those of you who are involved with those committees, or if you'd like to get involved, I'd love to get to know you and see how we can work together to further the work of those committees. And just want to say a tremendous thank you to those of you who've put in such hard work to those committees already. So with that, really excited to be a part of this board. Thank you. And otherwise, I have nothing to report.
All right, thank you, Trustee Meyer. Staff reports. Administrator Cannell,
I have nothing right now. Thank you.
Attorney Greco,
Nothing to see.
DPW Crew Chief Bowman,
Nothing.
Deputy Clerk Ripley.
You got it.
Got it. Okay, with no staff reports, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you.
She seconded that last one.
Seconded by the motion to adjourn. I'll say Jim.